Have you ever sat staring at your content calendar or pitch draft knowing deep down you needed to make a decision, but instead you just sat there? You scroll, you overthink, you start to wonder if you need another podcast, another framework, another piece of information, another course, or you just need to zen out and wait for the exact right time. And then the opportunity's gone. It happens silently. No one notices. There's no alarm going off, but deep down, you notice. You feel like you're losing momentum, your creativity, and worst of all, your identity as a creator. This is what kills most creators. That's not that they're lazy or unmotivated, it's that they've fallen into analysis paralysis. The longer that you're spinning your wheels, the worse it gets. The more you overanalyze, the less you trust your instincts, your confidence fades, your gut becomes unreliable. You start asking, am I even cut out for this? But imagine this instead. Imagine sitting down tomorrow and knowing exactly what to do. Imagine looking at your to-do list and instantly spotting what matters. Imagine feeling momentum again, like you're actually a creator making moves and not just thinking about them. And today, I'm going to help you get back to that. And all it takes is a 5-question creator's checklist that can snap you out of All it takes is a simple 5-question creator checklist that can snap you out of analysis paralysis and help you make decisions quickly and confidently, like a creator who crushes. So welcome to the podcast, Creators That Crush, the show that helps you move from crushed to crushing it as a creator. I am your host and host, Shawn Buttner, and in this podcast, we take a look at high performance principles from my high performance coaching work and apply it to being a creator. So I'm really glad to explore this with you. So let's jump into it, folks. Let's start with a story. For the last month, I have been trying to figure out what to post to grow my show. It's been homework that I've had for my podcast coach. He's given clear direction, and I'm still hitting resistance because I'll go to write a LinkedIn post or do something on social. I'll think about it. I start to spin in this existential spin of doom where what am I even doing here? I worry about that I'm not going to be original. I worry that it's just copying other people and it's not really having the impact that I want. And I so desperately want to be punk rock about it and just have my voice. And I don't feel like I'm there yet. There are, at the same time, too many options on topics and platforms and things to choose. And there's also a very limited amount of things that I should be doing, according to my coach. And I just feel stuck and frustrated, and it's really sent me spiraling the last couple of times a week the last month. So what do? So this week, I got fed up. And the first thing I did was write out all of the problems I could think of you all having, the audience. And so when I get stuck now, I have that list to look at to create a podcast episode, social media posts, and that has helped get the ball moving. When I start to feel that existential doom, I look at my problems list. Easy peasy. Second thing is I fed my last podcast episode transcript into ChatGPT and then spent a whole day playing around with it till I had 5 posts that I absolutely loved. And my quick thing about feeding stuff into AI is, and that whole wanting to be punk rock that I talked about earlier, I know that the robots can organize this more quickly than I can. And so it's a tool to help get me out of my own head and into creating. And the stories are always mine, the steps or the insights are always mine, and I have AI built around that. I like to think of it as an AI sandwich. So human interaction, stories, insights, what I want it to do, get clear instructions. AI does its black box magic. Then I validate and analyze and edit afterwards. So that's the AI sandwich, just real quick. What this allowed me to do is now I have 5 posts. I have a list of things to pull. I've removed some obstacles for me deciding what I need to post in my business every day. And so I'm not doubting my existence anymore as a creator. And I feel like I have some momentum in the right direction. And honestly, a little bit of momentum is great. I'll take a little bit of momentum any day. And that's why I chose this topic to talk about today: overcoming analysis paralysis as a creator. So here is the 5-step checklist to help you decide quicker as a creator. So check number 1. Do you have enough information? Creators often spin because they don't have enough info. Think about it. If you're asked to promote a product on your podcast or YouTube channel, if I just said, hey, would you promote my widget today? Would you just say yes? And most creators wouldn't. Why? It's because you don't have enough information. What they'd ask is, what is the product? How does it help my audience? Am I getting paid enough for it? Is it worth my time? Am I going to be able to do a good job getting it in front of my audience and getting them to take an action? So all these different angles. So you need more information to make an informed decision. So if you're spinning, ask yourself, what is the minimum info that you need to make a decision? Is it knowing what your audience is struggling with? Is it knowing the budget for the project? Is it understanding what the client expects? Is it understanding what the audience is going to expect? Get that info, then decide. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity, the perfect picture, or all the information, because that rarely arrives in a timely manner. And sometimes you have to make a decision and move forward, because when you do not make a decision and it festers, you end up with anxiety and more stress, and you can't move forward. Okay. Check number 2. Does this align with your values? Creators are constantly facing decisions that make them feel like an imposter. And so you have to think, does this sponsor actually align with my values? Or does this concept or idea fit with my brand as a creator or the type of creator that I want to be? Am I making this choice because it's trendy or because it's authentic? And there's so many other values-based questions you could ask. So if your 3 words, if my 3 words were optimistic, creative, and present, and I'm talking about things that I don't care about and I'm not engaged in, and as I'm talking about them, you hear or you can see me being in a completely different place. Like my mouth is going. There's not a lot of humanity behind it. It's not going to help me as a creator, and it won't help you as a creator. So you want to make sure that, since one of my words is presence, I need to feel connected to the topic. That's the first thing. Anytime, every week, when I'm like, what should I record this week for the podcast? That's the question I ask myself. What questions do you ask yourself? What are your values? I'll link in the show notes the previous episode of Creators That Crush that talked about the 3-word exercise that helps you find your creator values. So if you're like, I don't know what those are, I've never really thought about it, that episode's dedicated to walking you through that exercise. It's super great. Be sure to check it out. Again, I'll have that in the show notes. But when you know those 3 words that describe your best self as a creator, does this post, pitch, project, book, chapter, episode align with the creator that you want to be and you're living into in the world? And if it doesn't, pass. If it does, if it's a hell yeah, move forward. Check 3. Is the result good enough? So this is where creators love to suffer, because we aim for the most magnificently perfect thumbnail, the script that I've spent 35,000 hours this week working on, like it's an SNL skit, the perfect angle for the pitch and with chimes and music, and the band comes in at the crescendo, all these things that make the presentation so good. And good enough often performs better and keeps you in motion than perfection. And this is not to say, as a high performance coach, I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to do your best. Like, I absolutely believe that we should be challenging ourselves to do the best we can in every moment. But sometimes there's a diminishing amount of returns, is what I'm saying. So maybe your best in the moment is to have a thumbnail that is 85% great, which is a great baseline. And maybe next week you try to do one that's 86% great, something like that. For a YouTube video, good enough might mean the title is clear, the thumbnail is visible and bright and easy to read. Excuse me. And your idea makes sense. So that clears up those 3 points. Done. Post it. You move forward with your life. You have a little momentum. You are feeling great and confident in your creative career. Because creators who crush don't aim for perfect. They ask themselves, what is the minimum viable awesomeness for this? Just enough to spark momentum. Another thing you can do is create a doom list. So if you're still stuck, and that is, what is the worst thing that happens if this isn't perfect? If you do not have a perfect YouTube thumbnail, in 3 days, if it's not performing the way that you want to, if it's click-through rate and views and all that, you can just upload a new one. So it's not that big a deal, right? You can test, you can have fun. Part of what I find fun as a creator is those tweaks that we can make to try to optimize stuff. And I don't do it nearly enough in my business. So I'm not saying that I'm perfect at this as someone talking about this. This is the episode I need for myself, guys, a lot of the times. Okay, so what's the worst that happens if it isn't perfect? Can you survive that result? If you're trying to pick like the best heart surgeon, and you're like, yeah, I could go with the back alley guy that doesn't work at the hospital and has half a beard and is grizzled and crazy. Could you survive heart surgery with that guy? Maybe. Chances are low if you're looking at the Magic 8 Ball, because maybe that's the name of his clinic, the Magic 8 Ball Clinic. Like, how are you going to get through it? Anyways, a little bit morbid. But you want to go for the top-rated hospital, the top-rated surgeon in the country, if not the world. More likely to survive. Kind of weighting the heftiness of the decision can help. And then, how could you bounce back if you realize the doom scenario? And this is, I think, a takeoff of a Tim Ferriss idea that I heard once. Having your backup plan to say, this is, boom. If the thumbnail isn't perfect, what's the worst that happens? I need to update the thumbnail. Can you survive it? Yes. How could you bounce back? I could brainstorm 5 different thumbnails and then just go through them and see which one performs the best. Or another plan could be I hire a thumbnail artist to do this. So there you go. And so that's the doom list. Okay. Check number 4. Are you just afraid? Is fear showing up? Because fear is sneaky. And this is something I talk about with my clients as a coach all the time, right? And so ask yourself, are you afraid, will this flop? Are you afraid people will judge me? Or are you afraid you'll waste time? Essentially, there are 3 different types of fear categories that you'll experience, right? A process fear, meaning it's going to be hard doing it. So in the idea, or the example of the YouTube thumbnails, right? I think generating 10 thumbnails for each YouTube video is going to be hard. And I'm afraid I don't have enough time. I'm afraid that they're all going to be bad. That's a different type of fear. But I'm afraid that I'm not going to enjoy making 10 YouTube thumbnails. That's a process fear, right? Or you have an outcome fear. You're like, hey, what if I do all that work on those 10 thumbnails and they all suck? They're all terrible. And my YouTube video still gets 0 views. That's an outcome fear. You know, hey, I do this, I don't get the results. And then there's loss fear. If I'm doing 10 thumbnails for this episode, that's time taken away from the next episode. It's time taken away from doing my social media posts. It's time taken away from doing client work because it takes me forever to do these or whatever. And so it's an opportunity cost. What am I going to lose by doing this? And by diagnosing what type of fear it is, you can ask yourself the question, what do you have to gain if it's successful? What would you gain if it worked? And this shifts the focus from negative to positive. And creators who crush act in spite of fear, not in the absence of it. And this question is, what would I gain if this was successful, is so powerful. I've seen this time and time again with my clients. So just want to highlight that. Before we get into the final check, do you have clear boundaries or conditions? So every decision should have some type of test condition and some type of time bound or boundary to it. So, for example, if I go with cool sunglasses sponsor for the podcast, I'll try it for 3 episodes and review. Was it too much work? Was I not getting paid enough? Did it feel clunky, or did my audience rise up with pitchforks and torches and showed up my door? Those types of things. So I'll try this sponsor for 3 episodes, review, and then make a change. I'll test this new way of doing thumbnails for 30 days and then decide what my new format is, or maybe I'll invest in this coaching program, but if I don't feel like I have any breakthroughs or gains in 3 weeks or X weeks, I'll adjust. So just no more infinite spinning. So what are the boundaries or conditions that are measurable that'll let you know if you're on track, off track, need to stop, or need to continue? Set a boundary, make it measurable, commit to it. I know you guys got this. So if you go through these 5 checks and still feel stuck, you'll probably just need to act. Creators that crush make decisions and course correct later. Looking back, I realized I accidentally followed a version of the checklist. So I focused finding just enough information, which was my audience's problems. I reconnected to my values, wanting to be punk rock and not just another talking head. I stopped worrying about being perfect and aimed for what gets this shipped. I spotted some fears that I had of judgment, of wasting time, of am I actually a creator? Maybe I'm not cut out for this. And then just shifted focus to, I know this content and this work helps creators. And so what did I gain from that? And then I set clear conditions. I'll test these posts, and if they work, great. And if they don't, I'll adjust. So this checklist worked for me, and I believe it'll work for you too. This week, I challenge you, take one decision you've been delaying, you've been holding back on, you've been stuck on for a while. Run it through this checklist and take action. Tell me where you got stuck about. You could DM me on Blue Sky or comment below in the YouTube video. I'd love to hear what shifts for you or what comes up. And if you get stuck, I'd love to help you move forward however I can. So, with that said, that is the end of Creators That Crush. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star review and a comment. It really helps us grow the show. And if you're on YouTube, leave a comment below with the challenge. What have you been delaying, and what do you need to do to take action sooner so you get out of that indecision, that lack of momentum, and into your power?